Hey, Shalom Akim. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rachaf Kodash, the bonds of others, Apostle Great Millstone, the others, a Great Millstone, of course. Peace and blessings unto the hopeful elect, to the sincere servants of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, serving Him and worshiping Him in truth and sincerity. So, coming back with another lesson, man, to the Spirit. Basically, the title of this lesson is going to be Perfect Your Craft. And, of course, I got the saying right here. We know that's basically a popular saying within the world. Here we have it. It says, perfecting your craft means dedicating yourself to the mastery of your chosen skill. It means working diligently to improve your abilities, learning from your mistakes, and striving for excellence. It means becoming the best becoming the best you can be so that you can create the best work possible. That's exactly, man, the mindset we have within this truth. The sincere brothers, the ones who are actually seeking to grow within this truth, man, we seek to perfect our craft. And of course, the craft is a lot that the Lord gave us within this truth. Perfecting that's the work, man. Perfecting our craft is perfecting our service and work that we give towards Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. So again, it says it means becoming the best you can be so that you can create the best work possible. And are we not seeking to be the best servants towards Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai so that we can create the best work possible? So that we can do the best we can when we're out there on the highways and byways. So that, we can make the best lessons we can. Of course, when we're making lessons. So that, we can, whenever we're reading, we pick up, everything, basically. Going into the definition of words, man. Basically, creating the best work possible and becoming the best you can be. So real quick, Proverbs 22:29, it says, seest thou a man diligent in his business? He shall stand before kings. He should not stand before mean men. Exactly, man. So, seest thou a man diligent in his business? And when you look at the men in the Lord, man, the sincere ones, actually 100% diligent and sincere after serving Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, that he got that diligent look within his eyes, man, we got diligent, sharp look, right? Because that's a man diligent in his business. It says, he shall stand before kings, he should not stand before mean men. When we get the other Bible version, when we get the NIV, what does it say? It says, do you see someone skilled in their work? They will serve before kings. They will not serve before officials of low rank. Yeah, man, that's ultimately how it is, man. As we grow within this truth, obviously, the Lord's going to put us on. You growing obviously, you growing within the truth, obviously, that's you increasing, in your level within the truth, man. So when we get Matthew chapter 25 and 14, it says, for the kingdom of heaven is as a man traveling into a far country who called his own servants and delivered unto them his goods. Yeah, that man traveling to a far country represents Yahushai. It says, and unto one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, and to another 1, to every man according to his several ability, and straightway took his journey. And that's how it is. Yahushai, though he's here in spirit with us, he's not here physically. So what are we supposed to do while Yahushai is gone? Before he makes his return, we got to make sure we give, the Lord our all. Make sure we give whatever the Lord gave us within the truth. the light he gave us, to go our all, within it, man. And, it's beautiful when you look at the body. When I say the body, I'm speaking about the body of believers of this truth, the actual truth, man. The 100% truth that's within the scriptures. When you look at the body, man, you see how basically every brother got their own, they basically got their own ability. Of course, within the truth, every brother got to have significant knowledge within, basically all things. But you got some brothers, they're better than others at a certain thing. For example, you got some brothers that might be better at the geography, wars. They might be better at the, concerning, the Hebrew or the Greek. Maybe they're more deep into the history. And that right there, when you combine all those brothers together, obviously that forms a body. That's our ministry, man. That's the ministry. That's how Lord set it up. Of course, the Lord is not going to set up, one man army. Just one man within the truth, and you got every single thing. Obviously, every brother got their own ability. So it says, and unto one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, and to another 1, to every man according to his ability, and straightway took his journey. Yeah, so get in verse 16, it says, then he that had received 5 talents went and traded with the same, and made them other 5 talents. So basically, the servant who received 5 talents from his master, he went ahead and flipped it, basically, and doubled it, what he received initially. So he made it onto 10 talents. That's how it is, when we basically come to the truth. Obviously, when we come into the truth, we need to grow. The Lord might give you a certain ability in a particular thing. You got to make sure you grow in that thing, man. Whatever particular skill the Lord gave you within, for the purpose, and so that you can contribute within this ministry. And you got to make sure you're growing, and you make that thing double, man. You basically become the best that you can be within that thing. And of course, we got to become the best we can be within the truth. So it says, verse 17, and likewise he that had received 2, he also gained other 2. He also gained other 2. So yeah, that man who received 2 talents, he also doubled it. So it says, verse 18, but he that had received 1 went and digged in the earth and hid his Lord's money. So this one guy, he didn't even want to, basically put in the work to flip, that talent. So you went ahead and just dig that talent in the earth, and he hid his Lord's money. And then I'm going to get into the point, but it says, verse 19, after a long time the Lord of those servants cometh, servants cometh, and reckoneth with them. And so that he that had received 5 talents came and brought other 5 talents, saying, Lord, thou deliverest unto me 5 talents. Behold, I have gained beside them 5 talents more. His Lord said, so he reported his, what he did, what he accomplished unto his Lord. It says, the Lord said unto him, well done, thou good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of thy Lord. So what? He got rewarded. He got rewarded for, basically using what the Lord gave him, and growing in that thing, and basically making a double. So, hey, the Lord of that servant was pleased, man, to see that work. It says, verse 22, he also that had received 2 talents came and said, Lord, thou deliverest unto me 2 talents. Behold, I have gained 2 other talents beside them. Yeah, just because, the other guy who received, or the other servant who received 5 talents, basically the Lord's not going to look at the one who only received 2 talents, some type of way, just because the other one, received more. Now, the Lord's going to be pleased. Hey, basically you made double what I gave unto you. Even though I didn't give unto you as much as this other servant, you basically made double. So hey. It says, verse 23, his Lord said unto him, well done, good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of thy Lord. Yeah, and that's how it is, man. Within this lot, within our lot, man, we got to make, basically, hey, we got to accomplish, man, what the Lord has given us. It says, verse 24, then he which had received the 1 talent came and said, Lord, I knew thee that thou art an hard man, reaping where thou hast not sown, and gathering where thou hast not strawed. And I was afraid, and went and hid thy talent in the earth. Lo, there thou hast that is thine. Yeah, so this speaking about the guy, he didn't want to do nothing. Like he said, he was afraid, or he was slothful or lazy. So he went in, he hid the talent in the earth. He basically did nothing to flip it. Verse 26, his Lord answered, saying to him, thou wicked and slothful servant, thou knowest that I reap where I sow not, and gather where I have not strawed. Thou oughtest therefore to have put my money to the exchangers, and then on my coming, I should have received mine own with usury. Verse 28, take therefore the talent from him and give it unto him which had 10 talents. Yeah, so the guy who had initially 5 talents, and then he made 10 talents. Hey, the Lord went ahead and took that talent from the, slothful servant, from the wicked and slothful servant, man. Well, he went in and gave it to the one with 10 talents. And that represents, those, the person with 1 talent, they didn't want to do anything. That represents those who fell out the truth, or those who found out about the truth, but they don't want to do anything. They're basically just sitting on it. They're not, basically doing anything to contribute to the ministry. They just hear the word and they don't do nothing. Hey, the Lord's going to strip that from you. If you're doing that, the Lord's going to strip that from you, man, and he's going to give it to a brother, but basically who will actually do some work with it, man. Actually do some work with the truth. And, for the ones who fall out, this person or this individual, he might have had, a certain lot, he or a certain contribution he made to the ministry that he was good at. Hey, if that person falls out, Lord takes that gift from that, or, he basically gives that gift onto another brother, so that, that contribution can be still made with, to the ministry. It goes on to say, verse 29 in Matthew chapter 25, for unto everyone that hath shall be given, and he shall have abundance, but from him that hath not shall be taken away even that which he hath. Exactly, man. So, basically the more you serve Yahweh Shemi Shah, the more you're diligent within the truth and you're seeking to grow within the truth, man, the more the Lord's going to give you. The more the Lord's going to give you, man, and bless you. But, if you're not, you're becoming stagnant, you're not growing within the truth, you become complacent. Hey, the Lord's going to strip that from you and basically give it on to another brother, man. It says, verse 30, and cast ye the unprofitable servant to outer darkness, there shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Yeah, exactly. So those who are profitable unto the ministry, those who are unprofitable unto Yahweh Shemi Shai, they'll be cast away and judged. Ultimately, that ultimate judgment represents the lake of fire, which that lake of fire is symbolic for the nuclear destruction that's going on in America. And of course, when the Lord comes back, he'll come back with his chariots, and the chariots will shoot high concentrated fire, aka laser beams. Go ahead and read 2 Ezra 13. I'm not making that up. The Lord said, I mean, the scripture, it's literally prophecy that the chariots will come back shooting fire, mingled with tempest. And when you think about it, it's obviously a laser, high concentrated fire, man. So when the Lord comes back, it's going to be in the midst of World War III. There will be nuclear war going on. The most nuclear missiles will hit America. Why? Because America will be destroyed. America is bound and great, and will be destroyed in its entirety. But also when the Lord comes back, the chariots, and of course there's going to be nuclear missiles being shot on other places as well, but the majority will hit Babylon. So yeah, kind of continuing on, it says, so ultimately, as I was saying, if you're in a profitable servant unto Yahweh Bashem Yashai, then the Lord will leave you here, man, to burn. He will leave you here to die. So getting Sirach 19:10, it says, whatsoever thy hand findeth to do, do it with thy might. For there is no work, nor device, nor knowledge, nor wisdom in the grave where thou goest. Yeah, because the point is, we basically got to make the most of what we have, Time, at the end of the day, time is our enemy, right? What I mean by that, of course, is that we got to use it to the best of our ability. If you don't use time, or basically if you don't take advantage of the time that you have, then what? Obviously, when you don't have time to do something anymore, then you're going to regret it. You're going to wish that you have the time to do it. So it says, whatsoever thy hand find to do it with thy might. That's the truth, man. Do it with thy might. Do it with all thy strength, man, to serve Yahweh Bashem Yashai. Get him real quick. It says, Mark 12:30, it says, and thou shalt love the Lord, thy power, with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind, and with all thy strength. It's the first commandment. And when you love the Lord with all thy heart, and all thy soul, and all thy mind, all thy strength, that's not just you saying it. Nah, you actually doing that requires action. So ultimately, you got to do what the Lord said to do. You can't just say, out of your bare mouth, basically out of your words, oh, hey, I love the Lord. Nah, man, you got to prove that. As it says, John 14:15, if you love me, keep my commandments. Yahweh Shai said that. So ultimately, loving the Lord with all thy heart, soul, mind, and strength, you're going to do what he said to do. Because as this ran within the scriptures, there's commandment, laws, statutes, and commandments. One of the commandments, of course, a lot of the commandments of ours is within this ministry, right? Going out there on the highways and byways, Yahweh Shai commanded his prophets to do that. Teach the word unto the people. Tithes. And of course, other things like, keeping a dietary law. Not eating pork, shrimp, crab, not committing adultery, not stealing, robbing, killing. So the point is, loving the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yashai Actually loving him, man. And fearing him requires action. So it says Romans 12:11, not slothful in business, fervent in spirit, serving the Lord. Exactly. So within the truth, we can't be slothful, man, concerning the business of Yahweh Bashmi Al-Shai. But Yahweh Shai himself said, I am on my father's business. When Mary and Joseph were looking for him, when Yahweh Shai turned 12, he said that he's of his father's business. He was referring to the Heavenly Father. Basically because Mary and Joseph were surprised that he was already, starting to do the work. At 12, because when you become 12, you obviously become a man. That's when you become responsible for your actions. When you're a child, you're obviously under, your parents. That's you being under 12 years old. And of course, I'm not saying, you become a grown man when you're 12 years old, but I'm saying you have responsibility for your actions. Obviously you still got maturing to do, but that's when you're considered a man within the scriptures. So yeah, so not slothful in business, fervent in spirit, serving the Lord. So within this truth, man, you gotta give it your all. You gotta make sure you're doing your lesson. You gotta make sure you're studying. You gotta make sure you're praying, man. You gotta make sure you're fasting. You gotta make sure you're out there on the highways and byways, man. You can't be slothful in spirit. You can't be slothful at business and not fervent in spirit. You gotta be, you gotta be diligent. You gotta be fervent. It says serving the Lord. Exactly, man. Because that's exactly what we need to do to serve Yahweh Bashmi Al-Shai. And obviously we're within this captivity, we're within this world. So we got to keep ourselves afloat within society, concerning financially. But hey, you got to make sure you're not slothful in those things as well. Because if you're slothful concerning, your job or, finances, obviously that's going to affect the truth. That's going to affect the ministry. Because at the end of the day, we got to pay internet to, upload these videos, to watch the videos, from the men in the Lord. We got to pay, or we got to make sure, we have money, obviously, to pay for gas and car maintenance, to get the camp. So obviously, you got to make sure you're not slothful in anything. Constantly grinding and putting in the work. So it says 1 Corinthians 9:24, know ye not that they which run in a race run all, but one receiveth the prize, so run that ye may attain. Yeah, so that's how it is. When we get, if we get another Bible version to simplify it, it says the NIV, do you not know in a race all the runners run, but only one gets the prize? Run in such a way as to get the prize. And exactly, man. That's our mindset. Because, at the end of the day, like the scriptures say, many are called, but few are chosen. Right? Yahweh Shai said that. Many are called, but few are chosen. So, just because you're chosen doesn't mean, it's like just because you're called doesn't mean, you're automatically going to make it. Because, of course, us brothers, man, being in the truth, we seen fallouts, man. We seen guys who fell out the truth. They were called to the truth. They were called to the ministry to do this work. But what? They fell out. They fell out of that race, man. They fell out of the endurance. And fell out of the enduring, right? So, like it says right here, run in such a way as to get the prize. Yeah, because there's only one first place. In the first place, the first place, the ones who receive that prize represents the elect of the nation of Israel. Of course, within the elect of the nation Israel, you got the 144,000, which is the governing body, which will be the governing body within the kingdom of heaven. Then the rest of the elect of the nation Israel, will be under the 144,000. But obviously they will be blessed, having the blessing and reward that the elect will receive. But, the 144,000, of course, they're going to be held. They're going to obviously be higher in the rank, so they'll have more. So, yeah. So it says, John, it's like, did I already read this? I can't remember if I read it or not, but to read it again, it says John 9:4, it says, I must the works of him that sent me. While it is day, the night cometh when no man can work. Exactly, man. So, I believe I was trying to connect this with another scripture. Oh, yeah. To make the point on Ecclesiastes 9:10, it says, whatsoever thy hand findeth to do, do what thy might, for there is no work, nor device, nor knowledge, nor wisdom in the grave whither thou goest. Yeah, because when you're dead, when it's too late, simply put, when you're dead, obviously, it's you can no longer do the work, or basically do what you got to do while you're alive, right? Because obviously when you're dead, you go to the Father, and that's it, or basically when you die, you go into the heavens, but you basically receive your judgment right there, because we know reincarnation is biblical. So basically, if you lived a wicked lifestyle, and then once you die, you basically go to the Father for judgment, and the Father sends you back down to serve that punishment, whatever he basically however you lived in your past life. So going to John 9:4, it says, I must the works of him that sent me while it is day, the night cometh when no man can work. Yeah, so yeah, ultimately when it's too late, you're going to regret it, right? So in that day, it says, while it is day, and that day represents right now, we're currently in the day. The day represents the doors of mercy being open. It says, the night cometh when no man can work. Yeah, the night represents, when all hell breaks loose, when the doors of mercy close, the famine of the word kicks in, meaning you can't hear the gospel anymore. Of course, the internet's shut down, so you can't, watch, you can't watch the men in the Lord. You can't watch, Great Millstone or the Like-Minded Brothers anymore. You can't watch these lessons anymore, man. When famine's at its peak, pestilence at its peak, martial law, these concentration camps that are right around the corner. And that murder, theft, stealing, robbing, killing, man. All of it's at its peak. Obviously, it's going to be too late, like the scriptures say, Proverbs 1. Then, basically, then they will seek to call upon the Lord. When it's too late, when they see all the troubles happening and kicking in. But those who fear the Lord will do his will right now, because they know if they don't, then they'll be caught up in those judgments. They'll be caught up in those troubles. Yeah, so I must work the works of him that sent me while it is day. The night cometh when no man can work. And so ultimately we're supposed to take advantage, of the grace period, right? We're supposed to take advantage of the, while the doors of mercy are still open. That's ultimately serving Yahweh Bashmi outside the best of our ability, man, with everything we got. So obviously, we want to have it where, we done everything, once all hell breaks loose, we want to have the mindset that, hey, Lord, I gave you everything, man. I gave you my all. I did my best. I could have done to, basically, be the best, the best servant I could be, man. And that's the mindset, that's the mindset we have, man. Basically, to do the best we can do currently so we don't regret it later. So I believe that's it, man. Going back to the quote, or the meaning of perfect your craft, it says, perfecting your craft means dedicating yourself to mastery of your chosen skill. We got to become masters, man, within the truth. Obviously, when you first wake up to the truth, it's not an overnight process. You're not going to be on the level, of an apostle or an elder, obviously. Nah, that takes time, to become an elder, man. Me, I'm still a young brother, and I'm learning, and I'm after the mastery of the truth. But obviously, you gotta have the mindset. Hey, as long as I'm studying, I'm being diligent, man, within the truth. I'm studying hard. I'm going hard. Hey, I can, I can catch on, real quick. And basically, hey, I'll be closer to that mastery, of the truth. And obviously, there's rank within the truth, but you gotta have the mindset of what's the one scripture? Damn, slipping my mind. Oh yeah, it says study to show yourself approved. So you gotta have the mindset, okay, Lord, I'm gonna give him my all. Cause hey, that's how the other apostles, man, the elders, you think that they got that knowledge out of nowhere, man. Nah, they had to put in the work. I'm sure though, hey, without a doubt, those men had the same mindset. Hey, I gotta give my all to the truth. And look where they're at now, man, concerning knowledge, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, right? Of course, as you grow within the truth, your faith grows in Yahweh Bashim Yoshai. Your knowledge, wisdom, and understanding grows, and you become better, man, overall as a person, man, as a servant. It says again, the meaning, perfecting your craft means dedicating to the mastery of your chosen skill. And, and I don't want to put out, that mindset, oh, just because you won't achieve this overnight. It doesn't mean, hey, this is going to take me forever, man, to get, nah, man. You got to have the mindset, hey, as long as I put in the 100%, my 100%, man, hey, I can do anything. But Philippians 4:13, that, basically the world likes to use. But hey, us brothers, man, we understand that scripture. We don't take that scripture in vain. It says it means, so continuing on the meaning, it says it means working diligently to improve your abilities, learning from your mistakes, and striving for excellence. Yeah, so improve your abilities, man, and skills and gifts within the lot that the Lord gave you, so you contribute to the ministry, as the Lord intended for you to do. So it says it means becoming the best you can be so that you can create the best work possible. And that's what we ultimately want to do, man. We want to become the best we can be so we can make the best work possible, man, for Yahweh Bashim Yoshai. So yeah, man, to summarize, hey, whatever gift the Lord gave you, like I said, a lot of brothers, even though, we all got to have some type, significant knowledge within each thing, because we're prophets at the end of the day. Obviously, you got some brothers, they're more, they got more knowledge in certain topics or particular things. Like I said, some brothers, you got a brother, he's got more knowledge concerning the wars. Another brother, geography. Another brother concerning the history. Another brother concerning the Greek or the Hebrew. You got another brother, he's more deep into the herbs, or, more deep into the gems, the stones. You got another brother, he's, deep into the incense. Hey, at the end of the day, become the best you can be at what the Lord gave you. And ultimately, we got to become the best we can be within this truth. But again, the Lord, hey, the body, everyone within the body. Of course, we got the same mindset after the truth. But the Lord created every brother different. But again, we're still following after the truth, after Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. And we're a body at the end of the day. We got the same mindset. But everybody, has their own contribution, they can make to the ministry. If that makes sense. So, hey, I believe that's the point. So, yeah, I just want to end it right there. Lord willing, brothers out there edified. Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Akakwadash, Brakathum. Shalom.